When you have a friend in your corner, it makes going along your music journey so much easier because there are just a multitude of reasons that we're going to cover today to talk about why you should have someone who's in your corner helping you out who wants to see you win.
You know that we coming liars. I'ma keep praying to God. Tell those little niggas stop it. Tell my mama that I got this. You know that we coming liars.
What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice. Welcome to the Music into Millions podcast, where we give independent rappers the tools and resources needed to be successful without waiting on a record label. And like I said in the beginning, we're going to be talking about basically just having a friend in your corner, someone to keep you accountable, someone who's going to help see you succeed and also that wants you to help them succeed. And if you stick around to the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how you can be a part of a community of rappers that have that same mentality. So the first reason that it's better to have a friend on your team or on your journey with you is because you can hold each other accountable. And now this is a huge one because obviously we have a lot of responsibilities, we have a lot of things that go on in our life throughout the week. It's good to have someone to just check in with you and be like, yo bro, what did you do for your music this week? Or what did you do for your business this week? Or what did you do that's going to move the needle towards your goals this week? Because when you have someone that you know is gonna check in with you every week or every 2 weeks or however often you do it, you start to actually work harder. You start to think like, oh, what am I gonna tell this person when the week comes around? Like, I can't just be like, oh, I didn't really do anything this week, or I didn't really, move anything closer to my goals. So when you have someone holding you accountable, you're more likely to get the work done, and you're more likely to actually get more work done as well. And so by sharing your goals with your friend, or by telling your friend like, this is what I'm going to get done this week, this is what I'm going to do, and then basically just saying like, yo man, make me stick to it. Text me throughout the week, say, yo, how's it going? Have you worked on this? Have you done this yet? Or maybe if you know you got something that's coming up and there's a deadline coming, just check in on your friends. Say like, yo bro, are you going to make that deadline? Is there anything I could do to help you out? And then vice versa. Like, you want a friend who's going to hold you accountable. You want a friend who wants to see you succeed basically on the same timeline that they want to succeed. Obviously, you guys both have different goals, but it's great when you can move towards those goals together. That way you don't always feel so alone, which we're going to talk more about later. The second reason why it's important to have a friend in your corner or a friend on your team is because then you challenge yourself to grow. So I'm sure you guys have been in this scenario before where you're, playing a pickup basketball game with a friend and they start to, kick your ass a little bit. There starts to be a little gap in the points. So you're like, shit, I gotta really step my game up. And you start to go harder. You start to run faster. You start to push yourself to the point to where you're out of breath. You're really going. Your muscles are, cramping up. You need water. But that only really comes when you have a friend to challenge you. If you are the best person in the room, a lot of times what happens is you get this mentality of like, oh man, no, I'm cool. Everybody's, beneath me. Everybody isn't at my level yet, so I can just relax. I can hang out here. Well, if you just keep on relaxing while everyone else is working, it eventually is going to be a point where you're the low guy on the totem pole, and all these people who are busting their ass working hard are going to be way above you. And so when you have a friend on your team, especially one that's like close to the same skill level as you or close to the same level of success that you have, you can kind of use each other as like, oh, he made a good milestone, well shit, now I gotta do a little bit better. And then he's gonna look at you like, well, he did a little bit better, so I gotta find a way to up that. And you're gonna incrementally just keep getting better and better because you're challenging each other. And this happens a lot in rap, because I'm sure you've also been in this scenario where you're in a group of friends, maybe it's like a freestyle or a cypher that you're doing. Nobody wants to be the weakest verse on a track, or no one wants to be the weak rapper on a track. Everybody wants to have that verse that's gonna give you the stink face. You're just like, ugh, that shit was hot. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be the guy that everyone's like, he had the best verse on this song, or he had the best chorus, or he really killed this shit when he was on tour. So when you have friends around you that are constantly trying to be better than you, that gives you that same type of energy for always being better than them. And it's not in a negative way. It's not like, oh man, fuck you, I gotta be better than you. But it's always that, biting at each other's heels, just trying to get better than him. It's a friendly competition, and that really makes you grow. Another great reason to have a friend on your team is because it allows you to share new information with each other. So if I'm the type of person who, because I'm a producer, I'm learning so much about beats, I'm learning about production, I'm learning about I don't know, maybe even how to record and engineer and stuff like that. And I have my friend over here who he doesn't learn all this kind of stuff, but he's learning how to market his music. He's learning how to promote himself, how to distribute his music. When we come together and we talk or we, game plan, he can share the information that he learned with me, and I can share the information that I learned with him. And now, instead of us both having to do our own research on both the topics, we are able to help each other grow in areas that we may not have even been interested in before. And that's really cool because then you start to see things from a different perspective. You start to learn about things, like I said, that you may not have even thought about learning. And then also, they are going to go more in depth with certain topics that you may not want to cover, so they can basically cover your weaknesses and your strengths can cover their weaknesses. And by doing that, you're basically just solidifying the whole team and making like this unbreakable wall of just, you guys know how to do this, you know how to do this, you know how to do this, and you become self-sustaining to where you don't need anybody else. You don't need a publishing company. You don't need, a production company. You don't need a recording engineer. Between the 2 of you or 3 of you or 4 of you, however many friends you have in your group, you have all these positions filled and you essentially have a rap team. So by having all these different friends learning different things, finding out about different topics, you basically just culminate all this information together and you guys can become a super group that isn't reliant on anybody else. Another reason why it's important to have someone in your corner with you is it's easier and it's more fun to document the journey. And now if you followed the podcast before, you know how big of an advocate I am of posting content frequently and regularly, and just good content, which could be behind the scenes videos, it could be just funny skits, all this different type of stuff. Well, when you're by yourself, it's still fun to record. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love to, make these videos, I love to make my content, I love to work on music. But when you do it with someone else, it's just a whole different type of energy. You come up with funnier skits, you're able to do more things because you could have, someone hold a camera and do like funny or cool angle shots. You could have someone zoom in on each other. You could like literally, the possibilities are endless, but by having a second, third, and fourth person who are there to document these things with you, it just makes the whole experience so much more fun. Think about it. If you're vibing out to a new track that you created and you have like a camera on sitting in the middle of the room and you're just dancing, vibing out to your new track, that looks cool if it's just you dancing, but imagine if there was like 3 or 4 other people all in the room vibing out with you. Everybody, they got their blunts in the air, they got their drinks, they're jumping around, going crazy, they got the shirts on, all the team shirts and everything like that. When you have that type of energy, all these things become so much more fun, and it's easier to document because then you're not always like, oh, okay, I gotta hold the camera up for myself and talk to the camera. You could be like, yo, bro, hold this camera for me real quick. I'm about to shoot a real quick video, and then, just like knock it out, and boom, boom, boom. There you go. It's easier and more fun to put together content when you have a group of people to do it with. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've come up with just like stupid skit ideas by myself that never go anywhere. But then like when me and Dre are hanging out, I'll come up with a skit and it'll just be like, yo, bro, we gotta make this happen. Like, the other day we were talking, and like this is probably never gonna be anything, which is why I'm okay with sharing this with you guys. But we were talking about how funny would it be if there was a cartoon show of basically like all the old celebrities and famous people that have died, and basically there's a retirement home down in Florida where they all just move when they die. Like Tupac would be there, Walt Disney would be there, Steve Jobs would be there, like all these people that are huge public figures, Saddam Hussein would be there, like all these people that are, people are like, oh, they died, or no, they didn't die, like, and it's basically just, they all live in Florida in a retirement community, and they're all fat and just hilarious. Yeah, we came up with that skit idea. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, we need to turn this into a show. I don't know that it ever will, but if any of you guys are animators or people who want to get that ball rolling, let me know. I got the music for it, so just so you know. Also, I want to be a voice of one of the characters. I do some pretty good voice acting. And the last reason why it's important for you to have someone in your corner and have a friend on your team is because it takes the stress out of this journey feeling so lonely. Now, whenever you are working on something, there's long nights, there's long hours, you're going to make a lot of sacrifices, you're going to have to say no to a lot of things, which means you're going to miss out on hanging out with friends, on family events, on sleep, on just lots of different things. So when you have a friend who is chasing the same goal as you are, and they're in the same boat as you are, that takes that loneliness aspect out of it, because you see, oh, this person's doing the same exact thing that I am. They're missing the same events that I am. They're, working just as hard as I am. They're losing just as much sleep as I am. And I know it's not like, oh yeah, man, fuck yeah, we're losing sleep together. But no, it's the fact that it's like, you're not going through this world alone. You're not on this journey alone. There's someone else who knows exactly what you're going through, who feels the same things that you feel, who stresses about the same things and wants the same things that you want, especially when it comes to success and their music career taking off. So that is basically my 5 reasons why it's important to have a friend in your corner, why it's important to have people on your team that want to see you succeed, that want to help you grow. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to be surrounded by people with that same mentality, that want to see you grow, want to see you achieve your best dreams, then you gotta hit the link down below to join the private Music Into Millions Discord. It's literally just a group of people that are always dropping advice, asking questions, checking in on each other, seeing what we did to, move our needle further closer to our goals. So if you want to be a part of a community of rappers like that and to see yourself succeed just like us, hit that link down below and join the community. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.